Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Remnant One again, and I'm just going to go on and pick up the part two to my epilogue of history of the plagues in biblical times, hygiene, and finish with the last topic of feminine care and administration. So this is Leviticus 15, 1-15. That speaks about certain discharges, okay, of causing uncleanliness. And I spoke on this before in the segment of boils and ulcers, okay. But this speaks on things like bathing, wearing clean clothes. Say, for instance, if you look at 15, okay, I'm sorry, the 15 chapter 4th verse, okay, it says, any bed the man with discharge lies on will be unclean, and anything he sits on will be unclean. Anything he touches in his bed must wash their clothes and bathe with water, and they will be unclean till the evening. Whoever sits on anything that the man with the discharge sat on must wash their clothes and bathe with water, and they will be unclean till evening. So this particular chapter, this is 15 Leviticus, is a little bit more specific on how to deal with or how people should take care of themselves if they're sore and to have sores, and to stay away from other people, and others must stay away from them as well, dealing with hygiene and sanitation. Okay, let's move on to 15:8. Okay, it says, if the man with discharge spits on anyone who is clean, they must wash their clothes and bathe in water, and they will be unclean till the evening. And never ever should one spit on someone, even if they are clean. All right, and the reason why is because there could be some type of germs that's transferred from one to another, especially during times like this with the coronavirus. All right. Now, moving on. A clay pot that the man touches must be broken, and any wooden article is to be rinsed with water. Okay. So that not only that's from keeping someone else from touching it to be infected, but the infection could possibly get inside food. Okay. And let's look at 13, 14, and 15. When a man is cleansed from his discharge, he is to count off 7 days for ceremonial cleansing. He must wash his clothes and bathe himself with fresh water, and he will be clean. On the 8th day, he must take 2 doves or 2 young pigeons and come before the Lord to the entrance to the tent of meeting, and give them to the priest. The priest is to sacrifice them, the one for a sin offering and the other one for a burnt offering. In this way, he will make atonement before the Lord for the man because of his discharge. So this is basically paying the priest and people homage, okay, a sincere homage and apology for being unclean, and at the same time that the man gets to submit an offering, okay, in respect to that. So that'll end the hygiene part of it, and right now it's time to move on to feminine care and hygiene. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this particular page on Open Bible, okay, is about 100 Bible verses about ministration, but it's no point in reading all of them. Okay, you could read these scriptures on your own, and I had provided you the page. Just go up on the Open Bible .info.ministration, okay, or ministration, and you'll see various scriptures about that. But on this page, some of these scriptures are also dealing with bestiality and homosexuality because of the body fluids, okay, could cause either a chain reaction in blood, in human blood, or sexual transmitted diseases. But many of your menstruation scriptures should be in Leviticus, and there's a few in Ezekiel. For example, if you look in Leviticus 15, 19 to 30. All right, we had already covered the first 15 scriptures of chapter 15 Leviticus. But reading this word for word verbatim, when a woman has a charge, and the discharge in her body is blood, she shall be in her menstrual impurity for 7 days, and whoever touches her shall be unclean until the evening. And everything on which she lies during her menstrual impurity shall be unclean. Everything also on which she sits shall be unclean. And whoever touches her bed shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, and unclean until the evening. And whoever touches anything on which she sits shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the evening. Whenever it's the bed or anything she sits, when he touches it, shall be unclean until the evening. Okay, so yeah, there's some really strict guidelines on how a woman should take care of herself in terms of health care and her spouse, okay, being around her, and anything that she's exposed to, any type of like furniture or bed or anything to that nature. Okay, but looking at Leviticus 20 real fast. 20:18. If a man lies with a woman during her menstrual period and uncovers her nakedness, he has made naked her fountain, and she has uncovered the fountain of her blood. Both of them shall be cut off among their people. So this is so serious to a point where they will be sent out of the camp, okay, for a period of time, about a week, for being unclean and being around other people, okay. In Ezekiel 18, chapter 6 verse, it mentions, if he does not eat upon the mountains or lift up his eyes to the idols of the house of Israel, does not defile his neighbor's wife or approach a woman at her time of menstrual impurity. So not only that she, I guess, is supposed to be shut in, this is the woman, okay, then a man is not even supposed to approach his wife. So they took, or people in the camp, like your elders, the priesthood, took this ordeal very, very seriously. I want to get repetitive with the menstrual cycle and expulsion of blood, but Leviticus 15, 28 to 30 verse speaks on if a woman was to send an offering during a homage, okay, on the day of rest, okay. But if she is cleansed of her discharge, she shall count herself 7 days, and after that she shall be clean. And on the 8th day she shall take 2 turtle dove and 2 pigeons, and bring them to the priest to the entrance of the tent of meeting. And the priest shall use one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering. And the priest shall make atonement for her before the Lord for her unclean discharge. So like the man, okay, the woman also makes the same practice, I guess, due to her uncleanliness, okay, during the time of atonement. Let's move on. So Leviticus 20 and 18 speaks on, or suggests suggest, okay, after the fact, okay, that a man that lays with another man is an abomination. So word for word, verbatim of Leviticus 20:13 verse. If a man lies with a male as with a woman, both of them has committed an abomination, and they shall surely be put to death. Their blood is upon them. You shall not lie with a male as with a woman. It is an abomination. And that being said, usually the punishment for an offense like that is death. Okay, I'll get around where I can find that scripture, okay, where the penalty of that is. Okay. I wanted to get to Leviticus 20, 15th and 16th verse, because this is again a very serious offense here with dealing with bestiality. If a man lies with an animal, he shall surely be put to death, and you shall kill the animal. If a woman approaches any animal and lies with it, you shall kill the woman and the animal. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood is upon them. Okay. While I was on this page, it speaks on breeding cattle and different things. Okay, and also speaks on goat's milk, because probably over the last 500 years, many children or babies were drinking goat's milk because it was more protein and it was better for the baby. But this is Leviticus 19:19. You shall keep my statutes. You shall not let your cattle breed with a different kind. You shall not sow your field with two different types of seed. No, you shall wear a garment made of two different types of material. In 23-19, that's Exodus. The best of first hands of your ground you shall bring into the house of the Lord your God. You shall not boil a young goat in its mother's milk. Okay. This is the scripture that I believe that this suggested that goat meat and the milk was healthier for the body and for babies. This is one more scripture we're going to do. Leviticus 12, chapter 4, verse. Then she shall continue for 33 days in the blood of her purifying. She shall not touch anything holy, nor come into the sanctuary until the days of her purifying are completed. Okay, and they speak on a lot of this, okay, over and over again, because they do not want the Israelites, okay, living the same lives or the habits as the Egyptians or the Philistines up to this point. Okay, it also speaks on certain animals to eat. Okay, keeping your animals within herded. Okay, and in a certain area, and this is for a reason. Okay, because it's mainly about order. All right, so you can look at this page for yourself. All right. There's a lot of different scriptures, interesting scriptures. We have a little bit over 1.18 million. This is May 3rd. We'll probably be at 1.2 by now, and worldwide is 3.51 million. Okay, so hygiene for the most part, okay, it can decrease some of these diseases. Hygiene and personal care. So it's something to think about. And you can always recall back in the scriptures, and it talks about it from that even back then, okay, that is very viable information. Okay, so that'll end this video. If you like this video, subscribe. Okay, stay tuned.